Hi, I'm Rob Long, and I'm the Evangelism Director for the Indiana Conference. And I'm here today with a very special guest, Alan Shepard. Alan is a retired pastor here in Indiana, and Alan has found a way to reach out to his neighbors for Christ. You know, Jesus said, "You'll be witnesses for me in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the uttermost parts of the earth." Many of us can't reach the uttermost parts of the earth, but we do have a Jerusalem, our own city or town where we live, and even the neighborhood in which we reside. Now, Alan, I guess for you, Valparaiso is your Jerusalem. That's where you live. And then the neighborhood that you reside in is the area closest to you. And you've been reaching out to that area to reach people for Christ. So tell us what you're doing.
What I am doing is going around the neighborhood and knocking on the doors and asking people if they would like prayer. I go to the door, knock on the door, and then I say, "My name's Alan Shepard. I live down the street. I'm praying for the neighborhood. Is there anyone here you'd like me to pray for?"
Okay, great. So you just have a prayer ministry going. Now, how did you know that God was calling you to do this?
Well, last summer I came under conviction that I should speak to my neighbors. After all, the end times are here. And I felt that I should go, but I really didn't want to. The conviction was on my mind for several weeks, and then one bright Sabbath day, I came home from church and said, "Well, you should go out." But, well, I thought I should take a nap first. But then when I got up, it was too late.
Oh.
But I was still under conviction, and a few days later, I did go out and pray with my neighbors.
Okay, so you were a little reluctant to start with, but you launched out there in faith. You did it anyway, in spite of your feelings. And what happened when you went out?
Well, as I walked down the stairs to the street under conviction, I still felt uneasy. But as I walked across the street, joy entered my heart, and I walked up to the house and knocked on the door with peace.
Wow, so you don't have to wait for the peaceful feeling to step out and do something for God. Sounds like when you step out in faith, then He meets you there, and that was your experience. So once you started going around to the houses in your neighborhood, what kind of responses were you getting?
Well, initially people are a little reluctant because they think you're trying to sell something. But with time and a couple or three visits, they realized that you weren't trying to sell anything, that you were just praying for them. And they became more open and more warm. People invited me into their homes. They gave me cookies.
Oh, that's a benefit.
And they become interested in me praying for them. There was a couple that the lady was going to have hip surgery, and they really wanted me to pray for them, asked me to come inside to their house.
Okay.
I've been in several homes.
Okay, so you've discovered then, just by getting out there, you discovered people are open to these visits. They do have some real needs that they're willing to let you pray for. Sounds like you've uncovered some practical things they might need help with. A lady you mentioned that needed some blinds to be fixed.
Yes, this lady had some blinds. I was there visiting, and she had some blinds that needed fixing, so I went and got my tools and fixed the blinds. While I was fixing the blinds, someone called her. She answered the phone and told the lady on the other line, "I can't talk to you. The holy man is here." I had to laugh at that. The reluctant holy man.
Yeah, like the reluctant prophet Jonah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so that's an interesting experience. Well, what have you learned personally through all this, Alan? How has this impacted your life personally?
Well, my prayer life has become more vibrant. I'm praying for people that actually have needs that I know of. It's not somebody that's a stranger or even someone in church that has a relative. This is somebody that I've spoken to. I pray now at the door. I used to just take their name down, but now I actually pray at the door. And you can say wonderful things about God at the door when you're praying for someone, His love for them, His watch care, all these things.
Okay. Well, I'm sure, I'm inspired to do something similar to this just by your testimony. I'm sure many others are being inspired as well. So what would they need to do to get started in something like this?
Well, I bought a little notebook. Not a notebook, a clipboard. Put a pad of paper on it, pen. I take a pack of glow tracks with me. But the big thing is just being willing to walk down to the street and knock on people's doors. I thought there would be rejection. I don't like rejection. So I was that was my reluctance. But once you get going, you realize that people need this. Who else is praying for people? There's so much turmoil in the world, and there's a lot of suffering even in my neighborhood. But it was a wonderful thing to do. I look forward to doing it this summer.
Wow, sounds great. You know, Alan, that reminds me, and I'm sure many of you have read the statement in the Ministry of Healing, page 143, that says, Jesus mingled among people as one who desired their good.
Yes.
And he sympathized with them, and he ministered to their needs, and he gained their confidence, and then he bid them follow me. And Alan, that's exactly what you've been doing, and you're gaining their confidence. I can sense that. And I know there are many listening. Many of you might be feeling inspired to do something like Alan and follow in his footsteps. Go out and mingle with people in your area. Find out what they need, pray for them, gain their confidence, and you can invite them to follow you as you follow Jesus. I hope you'll respond to that opportunity that you have where you are very, very soon. Alan, thanks for sharing that testimony, and God bless you in your ministry.
God bless you.